Hello everybody and welcome to the first finger drumming roundtable today. Travel Music Festival. Before we start, first of all, I'd like to thank you and give a big hand for Andreas Samek. He's responsible for the Travel Music Festival. There's so much work, so everything is free. Thank you very much. Alright, we have great guests today. We start with a lady, and that is Ruby Walsh, and she works for Melodics. Then we have Andreas Samek, and he's responsible for the Express Pads finger drumming, what is it, school lessons, tutorials. On the right side we have aka Clockwerk, and he's one of the only finger drummers I know who's really made a living out of finger drumming, and he's a professional finger drummer. Then we have Andy Mack, and he's the A&R content manager of Akai and music producer and a professional talk boxer. And last but not least, last second, we have David Finger Haynes. I think all finger drummers know David. He kind of started finger drumming. He's a great finger drummer and great drummer too. Plays right now with Tip Runner and played already with acts like Prince. Alright, I'd like to start with Jules. I mentioned it already, so you are a professional finger drummer. How did you start? How do you come up with the idea to become or be a professional finger drummer? Oh, so sorry.
Yeah, how did I start? I started making beats like in 1992, 1993, some with samplers and stuff, and I spent most of my days in a room in the studio and produced rappers and all types of underground stuff. And I saw my friends that I was producing for, they went on tour and did stuff. And yeah, and I was tired of being in the studio all the time. So I never had the idea of earn my money with it. But yeah, I took every opportunity to play. So when I was strictly producing and not singing or anything, so I had no performance actually. So people that are my friends, they rhyme or they sing or play instruments. And I was like, okay, I want to do what I do in the studio, I want to do on stage. So I was experimenting with a lot of hardware. First off, like the synthesizer workstation, all types of stuff. But I'm not a pianist, man. I'm not a keyboard. So I thought it would like kind of look stupid to have like a big ring of synthesizers and not be able to play.
So you did not play any other instrument?
No.
So you started right away with finger drumming?
Yeah. I was sampling all my life. So since I was 12 years old, I played records and field recordings, all types of stuff. And yeah, I made beats. And then I got a friend of mine left a 2000 XL in my house. And I started using the old way. I say like with you play Y-amp, you add the KBM track by track. And then the end was like, oh, this is kind of like, it has 16 pads. If I teach myself how to play it at the same time, then I'd be able to adapt and perform. That's really actually an instrument. And yeah, that was around 2006, 2007. And yeah, so I started practicing, and like 3 years later I was
Can you show us a little bit? So how does it sound when you play? So then we get kind of a picture of it.
yeah, something like that.
just a technique, then you have to create the song, you have to check the sounds. Where do you start?
I mean, because I sample a lot and I do a lot of sound design and stuff, so I always say this like half of the way. Playing is also like you get like as you do with where you play like native kids and stuff, you can start like that. And it was difficult for me, like when I show people like how to finger drum, it's like we all have different hands kind of. So it was like kind of people prefer different positions for hi-hats and kicks and stuff, you know? So I don't know, like, I would say you have hands that you want to play, and then you put them on the 16th wheel, like you put them there and like place them the way it's comfortable for you, and then you start playing, and then, you know, and there was no curve where I got better day by day. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I was not able to play at all, and I didn't get better. I was practicing, and I was shit. And then from one moment to the next, I was able to play. So I don't know.
But because you play kind of everything, like, and for me, like the name finger drumming is always a little bit irritating because you're not just drumming, you play everything. So how do you assign the pads? Do you assign it always the same for each song, or it depends on the song? Do you have special places for the bass or for the drums?
It varies, and there's like preference where I place my drums. You know, like sometimes the bass can be here, or the samples can be here, and the samples can be here. And yeah, it's this is pretty much the basic layout. You know, this is where I got my keys. You know, low key, louder key. You know, sometimes there's a low signal there, and yeah, it's like it varies by tracks. But like when I'm building something on the fly, or there's like a certain structure, a song structure, then I use certain patterns of where to place my drums. Okay.
There was already one question in the back. Hello?
Just a photo.
Okay. Because we don't have a lot of time. Any questions for Jules? Thank you very much. So, again, Ruby Walsh from Melodics. Maybe you can explain quickly what Melodics is that people should not know what it is.
Yeah, so Melodics is an app that first of all started off teaching finger drumming, and now we teach keys and electronic drums. It's a desktop app and it works with the instruments, and it's sort of like a combination of machine learning and game mechanics to motivate you to practice. And I help make the content. And yeah, I started just making finger drum lessons. I didn't really know how to finger drum, so I learned. I learned as I went, and I made finger drumming lessons for Tim and Clockwerk, and do that.
So I think you are the one who knows most finger drummers and most techniques of different finger drummers quite well. But
Yeah.
before we go into that, I would like to know, Melodic started with finger drumming. Why finger drumming? I mean, that's not the most popular instrument now, so why did you start with drums like you have now? What was finger drumming for you? Do you think is there such a big audience, or there's so many finger drummers in the world?
Honestly, I think it was technically the easiest instrument to create a game for at first. But yeah, we have a huge user base, and there's a real community starting, especially online on Instagram.
Where in the world is the biggest community? Can you say that? We have some numbers like, wow, South America, the
I
crazy.
don't have numbers, I'm not a very track person, but I'm constantly seeing finger drummers from all around the world. I want to try and get my social media to get me finger drummers that aren't from like English-speaking places. There's a really cool scene in Korea and Japan, I think, and there's probably some wild stuff that we don't even know about.
Somebody here from Korea or Japan? That's a pity.
Yeah.
So we should leave them invite them next time. But that's quite interesting because I always had the feeling that we live here in a little bubble niche. I have no clue how many finger drummers exist in the world. I'm so happy that today we talk to finger drummers and we kind of, at least 20 finger drummers in one room. It's like, wow, cool. Because it's hard to even talk to finger drummers, to exchange ideas and all those things. It's really hard. And so I'm so happy that a platform like Melodics helps communicate and play together and do things together and feature that new instrument. Like I said, so you get all those ideas from finger drummers, exercises. Do you think are there kind of categories like finger drummers work, think, prepare their exercises? Is it something like that?
Yeah, well, after making like 400 lessons,
Oh my god.
yeah, I started to notice that everyone had different layouts and preferred different controller types. And then I started to realize that people had different backgrounds. So some finger drummers were drummers, some were pianists. And then I started to notice it in their styles, the way that they chose to lay out the pads, the controllers that they decided to use. And because I was always trying to mimic their style so that our users could learn like how to play like people that they respect. It's really interesting. And I'm not much of a finger drummer myself. I do a little bit, but I'm mostly interested in how people take this instrument and then figure out a way that works for them and then use it to express themselves.
Do you have to play all those exercises? Or you just have to program them?
Yeah, I really tried to learn as much as I could. Some of them were ridiculous. Like, we had lessons from this guy called Clockwerk, and he's a pianist. And super fast, crazy finger independence. Just like, and he's a classically trained pianist. Also like Jeremy Ellis.
Oh yeah, of course. Alright, and what do you prefer personally? So is there something came out that you think, oh, that's my way, or is there something you think that is really the best, or is it more a personal thing?
Yeah, well, it's hard for me to kind of figure out what my style is because I've learned how to play like everybody's style before kind of figuring out my own one. But personally, I quite like, I'm right-handed, so it's my dominant hand, and I like playing like on the grid beats with this hand, and then syncopated rhythms with my other hand. But that's more if I want to play like, my friend Leonard Charles, he's also an artist from New Zealand, works with Melodics, and he has created this mirror image layout on a push, not the label. And so you can kind of go like, but then you have to like turn your fingers on and off to play the hi-hats and switch to the snares and focus on that up to the toms and the crash. And I actually use that when I make beats, when I get a drum beat in my head, and I don't have a drum kit, but I always like to start with drums. So I'm really glad that I learned that layout and that style and I get the program and a drum beat and then ship somebody around instead of just drawing it.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Any questions? No questions so far?
How much time do you need to create a tutorial?
How much time does it take me to make a lesson? Well, the actual like music arranging side, and I have to do like some quite boring stuff, like sample people's snare sounds and stuff, and then I have to write a bunch of code that can sometimes take a long time if you've got a comma in the wrong place and the whole thing goes like but it can take like from 10 minutes to an hour.
So if you don't know it, check it out, Melodics. Find it on the internet, and I think it's really great. It's a great thing. It's a mixture between the game and really learning an instrument. I think it's a very good mixture. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next on my left is Andreas Samek. Oh yeah, no, we became talkers to stereo. I just wait for you. Great. All right. Andreas is the founder of Express Pads, and that's a tutorial platform.
Exactly. So it's an online platform where you can actually download software with which you can learn finger drumming. So it's for PC, it's for Mac. It's actually something that I built. I started building in 2010, where I really had the feeling that I was for my own music productions, I was actually needing a drum track. And I tried to do it on my own with just editing notes in the piano roll. It just didn't work for me. And I tried to drop loops, pre-recorded loops from other drummers into my tracks. It didn't work as well. And then I came across these pad controllers. And this was the moment where I thought, okay, this could be a good way of really playing acoustic drums in arrangement of myself. So I just tried to figure out with YouTube how to do this actually, and from the techniques that I found there, I didn't really find anything that really appealed to me in the way that I was able to do this in an efficient way, and therefore I just came up with my own technique, which was actually sacrificing half of the pads. So from the 16 pads that I have here, I just said I split them in the middle, and then I just erase all the pad sounds from one side and flip them over in a mirrored way because the hands are mirrored too, so like like that. And then the other thing was that I just copied the bass from here to the okay, so if I have the bass drum over here, I also need to have it over here because of the mirror of the hands actually. And then I thought about other standards that I wanted to apply because I wanted to use the same standard all the time because it's like playing drums on pick controllers is actually the same like trying to learn typing on a keyboard, right? So if you change the standard, you're just lost if you have different letters in a different place over there. And so I always stick to the same layout, and with this together with an alternating hands technique, I'm able to actually play very fast and play rather sophisticated stuff in actually a very short learning time, which means that I'm not a drummer at all. I've never played real drums. I'm actually a guitar player, and didn't study guitar. It's really I was a hobbyist. And then at this point, when I realized how easy this actually is and how easy it applies to the other drums, I really understood that this is something that could have a bigger audience, and therefore I started recording my own learning process while I was actually developing the technique, and then put it into a software and made it available for other people as well.
Wow, great. Could you give us an example and maybe explain? Yeah. first is you don't need really two of those pads, so you could do this exactly the same on 16, just one device, or
Yeah, exactly.
you have to buy two.
That's probably the thing how people start off. They have one controller, but here's the same thing. So it's mirror in the middle, and so on. And so you can actually play just the same thing.
Okay. And so far, is it just you just really play drums because that was your initial idea because you had problems to program them, or do you incorporate other things like bass and stuff?
Yeah, that's a good point because I only do it for real emulation of real acoustic drums. Yeah, so I mean I could of course also play something like electronic, so it works for actually any style. So something for jazz, something for electronic music, for metal, because I'm actually a metal guitarist. And therefore, yeah, actually I had to play some things fast. And if you know this alternate, I guess you can be very fast. You can double bass, blast beats, everything. So.
Cool. Liz, thank you very much. Any more questions? No, then microphone in the very back to Mr. David Finger Haynes. Are you ready? Are you still rehearsing? I know that.
Everyone wants to listen to David Haynes.
So, and we need the cables, of course, because we like to listen to the. Where's the man, Mr. Technique? But he needs the adapter as well. Oh, there they are. Cool. Yeah, we have the adapters here. Okay, I just introduce you a little bit. No, you play. No, I talk a little bit first. And then you talk and then you play. Alright. So I think every finger drummer knows David Haynes. There are not a lot of really, really popular finger drummers, and he's one of, I think, two. For me, it's he and Jeremy Ellis. So, in the world's top. Maybe today I see others in the competition, but he was one of the reasons I started with finger drumming, because I saw it's so amazing what you can do with a pad controller. That it's not just a pad controller, but it's a really musical instrument if you use it like one. And it's extremely fascinating. And if you close your eyes and hear what David can play, you think there's a drummer, a real drummer. And of course he is a real drummer, but it's everything like technique, like ghost notes. Everything is so precise when he plays. It's incredible. And he has a lot of gigs, I think, where he sometimes just play a pad controller, the Akai, and of course he's plays with great musicians in the studio. So he has from both worlds. He takes just the best out of it. So please, Mr. Haynes.
I'll talk about how I started, okay? First of all, thank you everyone for coming out. We've had a long wait. Everybody's enjoyed the wonderful weather outside. It's getting cold. So I started, well, I come from a musical family, like so many of us. But my household was very competitive, okay? And I was the last baby from the family. So the next brother up, he's a drummer. So, go figure, that means young brother's not going to touch his drum set. Well, when I was 11, I went downstairs, and that's when his drums, and was like, yeah, I'm trying to work something out. But he caught me. So, years later, my oldest brother gave me an RX-11. We're talking about 1985. So that's when I started, right? Doing this. And the reason for doing it is because I wanted to play drums, but I didn't have any drums. So, but I had this product. So later I traded the RX-11 for an HR-16B, which was laid out as 2 rows of 8, very different from the 4x4 platform we all know. So, being that I studied drums in school, I took what we call rudiments, which are sticking patterns, and applied them to the pads, putting different parts of the drum set on the pads and playing it in a similar way like this gentleman was doing. I'm mostly known for playing acoustic drum type sounds on the pads, but today I'm going to do some electronic stuff because I also use a quick pedal thing for hi-hat, and I didn't bring mine. I didn't actually expect to play it this evening. But here I am. So that's how I started. And I'm going to play a few basic things first, then integrate some one-shot sample type stuff too, like a lot of people used to do.
Maybe Andy can. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How do you come up?
Me?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
How do you come up with those ideas? Same question I asked Clockwerk. So where do you start from there? It's a whole composition. Do you just jam around and then get an idea, or you have an idea beforehand and then you look for the sounds?
Well, the first idea was just creating, just playing drums. just drums themselves, you know. And then sometimes I create a beat based around the pattern, a melody. Because like the line that I was playing, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. You can play, depending on how you chop up the sample, you can play it with a faster tempo if you don't have like a lot of rhythmical bits inside of the sample. You know what I mean? So experimenting. Man.
All right.
You know?
Great summary. We don't have more time today.
Yeah. No problem.
Yeah. There's already one question.
Yeah. Combination.
Sorry, can you please repeat the question? It was
Okay.
hard to
The question was, how do I create samples? Or right? Right. Okay. Or how do I choose them? Well, first of all, the product has lots of content, and there's lots of ways to manipulate. You can warp sounds, you can do reverse the sounds, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. So there's lots to play with. And then sometimes what I do is I send the sounds outside of the product and put it into Ableton or something like that to add other stuff to it. Yes. Yeah.
More questions? Good, because we don't have the time. David, thank you so much. Last but not least, we have Andy Neck. And he's here today coming from the business side, from company Akai, who are actually building those nice devices. And my first question is like, because Akai, I mean, they built the first MPC in 88. So that was a big game changer, because the first time I think it was with those 4x4 pads, and of course it was a sampler, so it was a completely new device. But what I like to ask is, the finger drummer community, are they relevant for a company like Akai? Is that community big enough that they can say, okay, we have to care what the finger drum is like, how the pads should be, or is that just a small group of people and you're like, wow, we would love to do that, but it's just not now, it's not in our hands. What do you think?
It's a very interesting question, because you know, finger drumming has been around for a long time, but not the way we see it today. The speed people do it now. Some of my friends in the US, the way that David was chopping up samples by taking the melodic, and gives you the ability to play the melodic at different speeds, create different types of melodies. Now, the thing that happened in '88 when the MPC came out, there's a lot of people that aren't musicians, there's a lot of people that can't play keyboards and stuff, that can't play chords, and this technology opened up the doors to a whole new wave of music, which was hip-hop. And still to this day, those techniques are being used by all of us. And it's on the 4x4 grid layout. Obviously, as technology evolves, you can do more sophisticated things. But one thing that I've seen is MPC has become an instrument. These finger drummers have made it an instrument. And anyone that walks up to these units now to create a beat, they're doing it live. You know, they're actually going into sessions and chopping up their samples, so they make a performance out of it. So it's no different if you pick up a guitar or learn how to play a keyboard. It's an art, and it's starting to become a huge part of the world of music production now.
Yes, I agree completely, and I think we all see it's such a big difference if we say all of the finger drummers here when they play live. It's such a different feel than if somebody's just pushing one button and then music plays. It's kind of an art, like you said, and it's very inspiring and very overwhelming if you see people like that, like, wow, what can they play? what I feel today is that hardware is becoming more and more important compared to software. That's quite interesting. I have the feeling that like the last 20 years it was always about software in the computer and what's coming out of the computer. Nobody cared how do you get in the computer. And that changed in the last 5 years, I have the feeling. So more and more devices without a computer or just to get into it. Do you think that's the like a thing that's still going on, or is
Yeah, we saw a big shift in the way people want to use technology now. We all own computers, and one thing that I'd say the computer has done for me, it takes away the creativity that we have put back into the hands of people, because you can get very lost in the 3,500 EQs and compressors that you have inside the DAW, and you can lose distraction of what you're trying to do when you're creating. Now, what you see here, and if you go back to literally endless amounts of records, they were all made with the most minimum amount of equipment, where you didn't have computers and stuff like that. It was all down to the ideas. And one thing I say is sometimes less is more, and that's always the way. Like if you look at some of the biggest records, right? Let's talk about Adele, for instance, right? How simple her music is, and that goes for hip hop production, for anything we do. Simplicity is the key. And if you look at what these guys are doing today, there's no computers involved. It's all standalone, and they're creating a feel, a dynamic. Everything here is all live. And when you're sitting in front of a screen with a mouse, you just don't get that same feeling. And that's why, we saw this movement happening probably about 5 years ago. So creating this technology wasn't something that happened overnight. There was a lot of research that went into this. And these units are so powerful because they still have to offer the things that we're also used to, like time stretching in real time, pitch shifting, audio tracks. So what these guys can do is do all their finger drumming, but they can also spin colours over the top and integrate it with some of the other things that you're familiar with inside a DAW.
So what do you think? What does the new generation of beatmakers inspire? Is that the machines, or where do they come from?
Well, the new generation of beatmakers are coming from a different era of music. They're coming from the noughties, actually. They've been inspired by the Arabs and stuff. People that have become kind of iconic in that industry, and they're looking at this technology, and they're looking at ways that they can just go straight into the easiest methods of beat production. But also, there's been a flip with the way people use samples. Now, I did a seminar earlier today about how, like 15, 20 years ago, we were all sampling from vinyl to find samples. Now, people are using sample packs to do the same thing. Like this era of beat makers, Bryson Tiller is a perfect example. One of his tunes, there was a whole Loopmasters melodic sample on that album, untouched, but the beat and the vocal that they put on the top of that was insane. So you can see that, these beat makers don't have to keep it original and go, I have to use vinyl. It's what you do with the sample that makes the most difference.
So we don't have much more time.
Sorry.
But Andy Mack, anyway, is teaching the next workshop.
That's right.
So if you have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask. Stay here, and thank you very much, David Haynes, Finger Haynes, sorry. Andy Mack, Clockwerk, Andreas Samek,